Yeah, Relentless was just given the answer as to why. And I mean, IVS, he can try his best, but as he gets surrounded, the best that he can hope for is for nobody to be checking Church and for him to be saving that M4. Maybe he can try his luck, but I just don't feel as if this one is going to work out, especially not after his position was revealed. I mean, it will come down to whether Tropa Dutako actually want to go for the hunt. They have enough money, so I don't see a problem for the D's to actually go for the duel and inflict as much economical damage as possible over to Shinden. But we just saw an example as to why Tropa Dutako are such a dangerous team, and I know that they have not been playing together for that long. But we just saw the coordination, right? Especially with the double opener that they found towards Sandbags car. The coordination was flawless. Taco doing it together with his teammate, Che Jesus, playing as a bit of a bait so that he can take the attention of that second player. And the moment that Taco found the first, he could then quickly translate over to the second. And with the two frags, with two B defenders who have fallen, it becomes an impossible retake, and now Shinden will need to rely once again on the upgraded pistols and the scout.
Well, here we go. It is all down to, well, not much to use. Like I was saying there in the previous round 5 was just so important for them to pull off, but they just weren't able to do so. This does mean Tropa Dutako have the chance to put themselves up 5th and 6th. But as they edge their way around, it's just going to be overly slow, at least for the time being. Not wanting to overplay it. And something to note is, again, they do have these 5.7s. These 5.7s can definitely rip and tear things away if they're used in the right positions.
Yeah, but I feel as if you rely heavily on IVS to be the first player, the first point of contact, so that he can maybe try and tag a couple of players, and then 5.7s can actually shut them all down, but this is not going to be the case. Ponter with a quick double kill, still alive. We have VSM trying to appear out of border, and as he does, that's another frag. Che Jesus comes into play for a quad, and with that, you already have so much space to work with as Tropa Dutako. And I particularly love the fact that they're really cautious about these traps that Shinden could potentially be setting up for Tropa Dutako. We see the awareness, we see the slower pace of the rounds, because it's so easy for teams to just throw a couple of flashes, go all in, and then suddenly you realize that you have entered a trap. You have faced a couple of 5.7s, and out of nowhere the CTs find 2 kills. They upgrade and get a couple of rifles. Suddenly you have rotation, you have another hold, the trades are there, and you just lose the round, which is something that you want to avoid if you're Tropa Dutako. And that was just a great example as to how you can actually do that.
Well, I mean, well done by them. Of course, Abiz just hanging in, hanging out. Not gonna be able to find anything, unfortunately. He was hoping that someone might go hunting, but not gonna be the case. But regardless, as the bomb went off and another round is collected, they are 2 rounds off from going ahead and converting the half successfully.
That's a good moment to go for a tactical pause. Something that we have been seeing also in our previous matches. And when you're threading by a lot, you don't want to drop the ball, you don't want to lose complete control of your CT side, so just go for these additional 30 seconds to talk things through, to make sure that the next round is going to go your way, and to make sure that the next one is going to be a flawless round. Because if you give one more over to Tropa Dutako and you end up losing all the guns, this will mean that you're going to go back to the pistols, which gives another chance, and even a more important one for Tropa Dutako to officialize a win by the end of the half. Something which you definitely want to avoid, especially if you're the younger team, especially if you're the more inexperienced one. So this is it for Shinden. It has to be right here, right now. IVS has an AWP, couple of M4s, utilities looking good, and let's see what is going to be the decision.
Well, now as the util starts to get played out, this rifle round is another critical mass position to be in. You have to win if you're Shinden. If you drop this one, we're looking at Tropa Dutako going ahead and getting the conversion. But if you're able to make things click here and now, this is where you have a chance for the comeback. And Ivan's able to go ahead and get us off started in a rather swell way. Of course, it trades down to even Fiores, bringing it into his favor. But of course, Jay caught through the smoke, and oh, the shots for the second were so close as well. But regardless, as it's left all down to this 2v2, we'll be looking at a bit of a read sake to have to come on out.
Yeah, they just need to hide. Irish is super low, 5 points of health, so VSM is the key for success here for Tropa to tackle. And once again, we don't have a defuse kit for Shinden, so they will need to activate and do this one quickly, because otherwise it's going to be another loss.
Now, as we do see them take it up in a big way, massive round for Shinden to pull. They desperately needed a second, and they finally deliver it. The defuse will be successful, and Tropa de Taco denied the run of rounds. And well, now we can look at Shinden to say, okay, you've got one back. Now let's see how far you can take it. You've got yourself the up. That's what really carried things through. You had Ives on that looking utterly fantastic. The rest of them on the rifles were able to go ahead and collect up as well. But the smallest problem, or a small problem, is going to be the fact that they don't have too terribly much money to use.
And yeah, I mean, still, Tropa do Taco did their best, right? Because especially after we saw that second kill out of LVS's AWP, I personally thought this is done. This is going to be just a straightforward round from here onwards, but they still managed to bounce back, go to the bomb side, planted the C4 explosive, and secured even more dollars in their bank accounts. And if it was not enough, they already had quite a lot. So, seems like Tropa do Taco are going to once again play through middle. IVS stands in that exact same spot, so here they come, round 2.
Yep, round 2 well underway now, and let's see it. Ives already starting off on a strong start, finding out the MVP, or the man of the hour, Taco, in a very quick light. They're going to go ahead and start putting down utility, but Ives just too quick for him. Finds Sponsor, and his swing comes through to try and find more Relentless. Not able to get it, though. Jay finds the engagement and leaves it down into a 2v3 as his teammate is eliminated. But the problem is, they only have 21 HP in between the two of them. Well, Babies. Able to go ahead and find out Che, leaves it all down to Fieras. He's the last man standing here in a 1v3, and engaging here might not be smart, but he starts it off strong. Goes ahead, he's got clear sight. There's one deep into it that he's going to have to fight. Of course, his teammate is rotating over, but Roy, too quick, takes off his head. And that's another round going the way of Shinden.
Okay, Shinden, now they are alive. Now they're starting to show why they can be a dangerous squad. Once again, that exact same round we saw in round number 7, excuse me, but repeated. Lovely job by Ives getting some nice kills with the op, and then from there on, the hold was pure good for Shinden. But now, unfortunately for them, there comes another full buy run out of Tropa do Taco, and this is the stability in their economy. This is where you get to see why it is so important to be winning rounds in a row and to be getting the bomb planted, because you establish yourself with a really solid bank account. You have enough money to keep rebuying. You get the bomb planted and you maintain it. So from here onwards, well, it had to be without any mistakes, and here comes the first out of BK1.
Yep, able to go ahead and get things rolling on the Taco side. They've gone ahead and found that first elimination. They do need to follow it up, though. A-Biz is decently low as well, so maybe exploiting him might be the name of the game if they want to play towards B. Something to note is the rotation has already come over to back him up. You're looking at Roy to join him. Meanwhile, over on the opposite end of the site, or opposite end of the map, rather, I think that's where point of contact's going to be. I don't think they're going to go towards B off that. I think they're going to go ahead, rotate away with that kill, and then possibly look to hit the A side instead. As they deploy a little bit of utility, it is acting as bait, and it doesn't work.
No, it does not. And it will not force any rotations out of the B defenders. And as I say this, IVS gets caught in the middle. So now Roy needs to do it for the team. One not good for a second. And as Farius and Jay Jesus combined, this means that Relentless is left all alone to run away to try and save the AWP. But this will definitely bid around for Tropa do Taco, and maybe they can get even something more out of it, especially if Relentless goes down.
Well, there we go. Another round goes the way of Tropa do Taco. They're able to go ahead and put themselves up another on the board. It's a very much needed one. If they allowed Shinden to make the run of rounds that they were about to complete, things could have been in a really, really sketchy position. But Nonetheless, as we do see it 6-3, we'll see if they can find the conversion or if Shinden have an answer in their back pocket to give them. Of course, there's just a FAMAS, an A1S, and an MP9 to use.
Yeah, it's not a good buy, but maybe it could be enough. You have an actual rifle, you have that phase smoke, and you have a push out of Roy, who needs to be really careful because, well, you can always get caught if you go over aggressive. VSM in a good position to spot a couple. There comes the trigger discipline. That's one. He already knows where the second is hiding, so has that extra information. Relentless cannot do a single thing but try and fall back in order for him to play from the side. In the meantime, banana control already secured by Tropa to tackle. A couple of B defenders there to try and hold on at least towards this part of the map where we have the car and the sandbags. But I mean, if you're Tropa to tackle, you're actually super happy with the opener that you got, because right now you force Shinden to go and rotate, you force Shinden to play in the dark, and you can once again execute that exact same strategy. If you want, throw a single smoke for long, then just play with the time, go back, or fully commit to the A-bomb side.
And well, let's see what they've got. Now as they edge their way along, BK1 goes ahead, gets information that, hey guys, there is no one here on B. They're going to rotate quickly over here towards A now that they get some signs that this is where it's headed. Of course, Taco there to cut them off is able to do it very succinctly. Relentless gets himself a triple before he falls, but will that be enough for BK1 to salvage it? He's into the 1v2. And his flank goes down by VSM. He's not in a great position to escape. The smoke blooming. Oh, gives a little bit. And Taco exploits. Able to catch him out there at the edge of the smoke. We'll see Tropa to Taco put another on the board as they net themselves a 7th round, converting the half successfully.
Yeah, that was another really interesting round. We cannot really say that Shinden made any significant errors. Maybe apart from IVS speaking, everything else was looking really good. They started off nicely with that deep mid smoke in order for the CTs to go for the push. You put 3 people towards second mid, but unfortunately you were not precise enough. They forgot about a potential flank coming out from VSM in the moment that he activated. This is where trouble began. Tropa to tackle had an opener, had some more information to work with. They slowed it down, once again played through mid, and this is their biggest strength on Inferno, slowing it down and playing through mid, either setting out a fake or just fully committing to the A-bomb side with the 2 smokes for long. And from there onwards, by having a person appearing out from apps, even if you throw the smoke to block this entrance, it becomes really difficult because you cannot really be looking at all the possible corners from which Tropa to tackle could be coming out from. And now, unfortunately for Shinden, they're once again forced to play with just a couple of pistols.
Well, there we go. Coming into it now. Tropa to tackle, they're looking for 8. And this is going to be a rather hard-fought battle for them to try and win out. So they're not playing a gamble stack, they're just playing a bit of a default. 2 and 3 to a site. We have some players teasing towards mid. Oh, VSM, how did you get that close without Relentless seeing you?
Question mark.
VSM just makes an easy run on the site, finds 2. His teammate Taco there for the 3rd. And just like that, BK1. Abyss, there's nothing to do here. How did he get that close? Was the angle just that bad that he was peeking off of? Was he not peeking far enough?
I think he was maybe not peeking that enough, and he was not realizing that he was actually visible from the positioning of the T player. I'm not really sure. I hope that we're gonna get a replay to see what was the actual case and what was the POV of the CT player, but I have no explanation as to how that was such an easy kill. Yeah, I mean, but hey, this is why we love CS, right? Things like this sometimes happen. We see those exploits out of some of the players, and now we even have some more exploiting out of Tropa to tackle, who are exploring the map and catching a couple of CT players in order to remove those upgraded pistols. And with that in mind, Tropa to tackle have just found a bonus round, and as we enter into the final round of this first half, are we once again going to see a 9-3 for Tropa to tackle? Taco. It's looking quite likely because of the way they have been playing, right? I mean, slowing it down, being really patient when it comes down to mid-route calling, understanding what Shinden can bring on the table and reacting, adapting according to that. IBS has been doing a good job in his holds from short or BK, because as we see, all of them combined have only 11 frags.
Yeah, no, this is utterly brutal to see. And as they make their way up, BK1, ooh, he's going to play for the swing. He's going to swing heavy. Nothing to net, though. Timing. No, Jake! You shouldn't be able to get away with something like that. Look at him, just like, all right, well, that's a kill. What a shame.
Well, that now is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah,
talking about BK, well, you know, like, I understand the call. You're already too far behind. You think that maybe if you go for a bit of a peek, you might end up getting something, and that something were a couple of bullets in your chest. And without him, this is not the end of the world, because you have lost your IGL if you're Shinden. But the bigger problem I see is the lack of control around the map. VSM has a perfect chance to cut some more CT players down, and as he gets one, he can just rotate back, so it comes down to IVS's ult.
Well, I mean, just like that, it's all into a bit of a sticky situation for Shinden. We expected this map to be very difficult for them, and it definitely is, as it's left down to just Roy and Abyss. The last two men standing. Well, now as the Molotov goes down, not going to be allowed to make that move. Ooh, never mind. Just land a little bit short. I mean, Roy, are you going for this? I suppose you are. You're able to get some good tags. There's the frag. Ponter falls, leaves it down to the final two, but Fiares able to go ahead and play with the swing there onto the first player, leaves it all onto Roy. Roy, 100 HP, no time remaining. He's got kept, but no life to live as Che closes it out.
Yeah, I mean, the odds were favoring Tropa do Taco, and we just saw, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you can hop on our partners' platform, go and check out Stake, and make sure to use the code CCT2024 for some really sick discounts. I mean, come on, you can pretty much receive a 200% welcome bonus on your first deposit, and it goes up to $500. So yeah, as you pointed out, go and check out Stakes' platform, because what Tropa do Taco are going to be checking out is that scoreline, and they even get themselves a tactical pause. Seems like they want to not make any more mistakes, keep it as clean as possible. You have Che Jesus doing a great job with 14 frags, VSM on top of the server currently with 15. And I mean, that was another really dominant T side out of Tropa do Taco, and arguably their best map. And you said it right. I mean, we expected for Shinden to be struggling. We expected for them to have a lot of problems facing Taco and his troops. But honestly, I thought that they would be able to at least get another, maybe squeeze something a little bit more out of the CT side, because now being on the T side on your opponents is map pick, and with the fact that you're trailing by 6, this is a really difficult position to be in.
Yeah, and well, we'll see if Tropa do Taco are able to leverage that into their favor to close it out. But regardless, as Shinden now need to make this T side work, we'll have to see how it goes. Ponter, oh, gets so aggressive. Him and Che able to find out frags there in mid and alt mid. One player's forced up all the way up towards Banana, and it's just punished upon immediately.
And we just saw why they took the tactical pause. That was it. Talk things through, prepare the aggressive pistol round, go for the duels, cover for each other, be coordinated, don't allow for Shinden to even come close to either bomb side, and deny them planting the C4 explosive, with which they are pretty much forced to go for an investment. Honestly speaking, I would have preferred to have seen them play for the next round and not invest in this one, but I can understand the logic considering that you're already so far behind. You need to utilize everything, and here they come. 2 smokes, 1 for mid, 1 for library, but unfortunately we have 3A defenders standing there being prepared, so you need to create chaos.
Well, I mean, as you do see them just completely ripping it apart. Chaco able to go ahead, find himself 2 and a 3rd with the USVS. They make it look easy. So go ahead and secure themselves 11.
Well, quick, relatively clean, and relatively easy for Tropa do Taco. As we're currently seeing, this is going to be the final tactical pause called by Shinden. That force buy ended up not working. Unfortunately for them, they were unable to create the chaos I was talking about and I was looking for. And yeah, 11-3, maybe another dominant Inferno going in favor of Tropa do Taco. And we have not been expecting anything lesser than that. VSM doing a great job, extremely effective. Che Jesus also with 16 frags, being 1 behind his teammate. Taco with 11, being that extra stability. Ponter also with a couple of nice kills. And overall, everything has been going Tropa do Taco's way. They need 2 more. Maybe they're going to be able to get them in order to keep it as clean as possible. 13-3 is going to be a nice scoreline going into the second map, but of course, as we talked about it, Dust 2 is the key for this best of 3. In my eye, bounce back after such a and show us play individually and team-wise. I feel as if we might end up on that 3rd map, but there are a lot of ifs, and before those, you need to prove yourself.
At this point, that is the question. And the answer will be given to us here in about a round's time. They forced up here, though, oddly enough. But I don't know if they have good enough loss bonus for that. Well, I mean, they might just be getting to max loss bonus, but I think the next buy is going to be super rough around the edges.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. So they need to get the bomb planted. Maybe they can do it, actually, with BK1 having that M4. He's going to be able to pick up the bomb. They also have the smoke for that extra cover.
Oh, that molly.
Incendiary, and yeah, it will end up not stopping Shinden. So this is already a nice bonus. Let's see where they can steal away the round.
Well, now as they make their way up, Che is last man standing here for the 1v2. Starts it off. He doesn't know where this last one is, though. Thinks he could be somewhere in the smoke. And oh, BK! Gonna be able to go ahead and find himself out a huge frag. And Shinden, they survive another day. Able to go ahead and pick themselves up a 4th round. It's a very long and hard road ahead of them while avoiding that point, but we'll see what they can do.
Okay, not bad at all. Opening that A-bomb side, holding on. I did particularly like the fact that they gave away an isolated duel, because this could have been a clutch for Tropa do Taco and eventually the end of this map. So Shinden denied this one to their opponents. Now that they have the better guns, let's see where they're going to be able to pull off another round. Quick affair, BK1 already with a deep positioning towards Banana. This is a play that we have been seeing quite a lot out of internal fire. Roy goes in, and Roy finds one. Che Jesus has fallen. With him will also be Ponter, and without their B defenders, Tropa do Taco need to immediately rotate out of that A-bomb side and commit fully to the B-bomb side, because we see what is about to come out of Shinden. The best call right now for the Argentinians is going to be just to slow it down. Come, try and find something through the smokes, go for a couple of sprays, see whether you can catch something more, another fish, and rely on that flank out of, is that Abyss? Yeah, that's definitely him exploring the MTA bomb site. He's gonna be calling for his teammates to go his way, and with that in mind, all that is left for Farish, VSM, and Taco is to play it safe and have these guns moving into the next round, because Shinden will find a 2nd in a row.
Yep. Well, there we go. Abyss able to go ahead and find himself out a kill as well. Leaves it down to Fiaris and VSM. Last 2 men standing. And no retake to be had. They're just going to hang out over here towards B.
Well, VSM finds a nice headshot. So this is a small conciliation prize, but the big problem is the fact that we still have a T player trying to hunt these guns, and this is the reason why we're seeing VSM and Fariash adapting their positions. But, well, Shinden not giving up. I do really respect that intent, right? I mean, we're not expecting to see Shinden materializing a comeback. We're not thinking about them going back into this inferno. But what you shall be doing is fighting for each round, trying your best, and maybe get a confidence booster if you're already thinking about that next map. Of course, you never give up. You shall keep on trying. The next round should be theoretically a free one, unless, of course, Fariash and VSM can have an actual impact. And I mean, if there's a guy to find a couple of multi-kills, that's definitely VSM, already with 20.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, let's see how these USPSs can do. I don't expect them to be able to pull off too terribly much. But who knows? I mean, this is a very competent team. They could very easily swing this back in their direction.
What is the chance of Tropa winning this round?
I think that the chance is really there. I don't think that it's a
the
thing
reason
that can happen.
The reason why I'm saying this is because right now we have Fariash standing over towards the B-bomb side, as we're currently seeing VSM is rotating, and maybe there is a small chance that Tropa fully commit. Fariash finds one, another security turn. Oh my goodness! What is happening? The AK goes mad. Charges already
so
spotting
crazy.
that fort
Oh
and
my
shutting
God.
him down means that Shinden will be falling. It all comes down to Avis and his Galil. 40 seconds on the clock, but without the bomb. And this is what I talked about. Maybe you can call this one the caster curse, but I had a sense that something like this might end up happening. And surely,
like I said, it was a fair thing. I mean,
Wow.
there it is. I thought
Oh,
there was
man.
a fair chance.
Oh man, feels bad for Shinden.
It really is. This is super, super saddening for them because, I mean, they had their best chance to make this run up that they desperately needed. And instead, it just all falls apart. And you don't get the chance to make this work. And what a utter shame it is.
Well, at least they're still not fully out of it. We're gonna get one more chance.
Yeah, they're not, but...
I mean, imagine if they can manage to now pull off a super crazy round just to return the favor to Tropa and then out of nowhere we get a 7 and 8, and then suddenly we're on for a much closer affair. I mean, having 2 AKs is definitely going to help. A couple of flashes, and here they come, trying to go through short.
Oh, they're making their way up, and it is Shinden actually having some good success there in the beginning. Of course, it does get ripped away at BK1, able to find out a kill for himself before it's all left down into this 2v2. And at 10 HP, that molly not gonna spread far enough. I thought for a second there it might just catch him out. It doesn't, though, and they maintain their position. There's a little bit of extra util gets played. Ivis finds one, and it's all down to Che. Che v2. Time is limited. Coming up from Arch side. Smoke going to fade. He's going to get information that one's on a tech still. Finds the kill onto him. Leaves it down to BK. BK, AK in hand, 10 HP. Hasn't been cleared yet. He has to hold now. BK makes the move a little bit too early. But did he get enough time? Oh, he did. Well done, BK. He clutches it up there after death. And Shinden, they keep themselves here into map number 1.
This is what I said. That was a crazy round, and they managed to pull this one off. Shinden barely making it out alive from this situation. I mean, once again, a really chaotic positioning, a lot of chaos created on that A-bomb side, but the last frag that Shinden got prior to planting the bomb was the key, because Fariash got a quick double. They were not expecting for a third A defender to have already been there, and the moment that he activated this one, could have been the end of Shinden's road here on Inferno, but instead they get to tell the tale for another day here. And I mean, Galeos, a single AK, not one of the greatest spies, but maybe they can make something with it, as Avis already has shut it down. VSM, that's definitely a factor which you want to remove if you're looking for another versus Tropa do Taco.
Yeah, no, I mean, this isn't over by any means. Shinden, they've kept themselves into this by the skin of their teeth. Making this work even farther is going to be difficult to do, to say the least, but ultimately, as we see them just edging their way around, it does seem like Shinden want to play over here towards B. This would be the right call, and if Abyss gets information in a frag, then I think they'll trigger this, and ooh, look at this. Is he rotating off? This could be massive. I mean, it's a 3v4. The advantage still going the way of Shinden. It could be traded out, and it is. Ooh, Pontar not able to escape. He doesn't round the corner. And leaves it down to Taco and Che, and save call has been made. Shinden, they keep it rolling.
Yeah, unfortunately for Pontar, he was not able to get away with the timing that he found. And after that frag, it was already done. Of course, if you're Che or Taco, you understand that. You want to be saving the AWP and the M4. You don't want to be giving away a free gun over to Shinden, considering how the circumstances have been developing, considering that they're still far away from having a really stable economy. And for Shinden, what matters most is whether you're able to find the entries or not. Because as we just saw, the moment that you get a couple, you pretty much open up the bomb site, you get to plan the C4 explosive, and you force Tropa to Taco to just save and hope for something more quick molly. That means that Taco will need to be hiding in that corner, and well, he gets away with the gun. So now Farish and Taco, we've already seen down. Yeah, it was not with an AWP involved. It was back then. AKs, if I'm not mistaken, that were saved, or maybe an AK. And the idea was that event is still on. And if you're a Shinden, you need to be really damn careful, because we cannot clearly see it by the odds right now, but they're definitely still favoring Tropa do Taco.
Certainly are, and we'll see if they're going to be able to possibly find a little well, but their way around. It's going to be slow but sure here in the beginning. Not going to be overdoing. As they're looking to maybe make it. Maybe they.
Yeah, I think you're committing right now, especially after not seeing
anyone
on the side. You just know that it's pretty much an empty bomb site. They even threw the additional utility to follow their protocols, and that's another great kill found by Roy through the smoke, with which Farrier standing on the opposite side of the map, hope to get hunted. And well, Shinden getting another. Now it becomes really interesting. This is what I try to kind of sell as an argument for them, because in most of the matches where you throw around like the one we saw being won by Tropa do Taco with just the 2 AKs, where your opponent's coming your way, you need one more chaotic round, one really close round for you to pull off, to be that saving grace, to be the thing that gives you hope eventually. And even if you end up losing the map, you're already finding yourself in a much better mental position than what was going to be the case if you were, let's say, losing with only 3 or 4 rounds secure. So now I already do adore the fact that Shinden are up there trying to put up a better fight. So let's see whether they would be able to keep on fighting, because, well, Tropa do Taco are back with the full guns. Weaponry is looking more than great. M4's online. Farish will be having his Zop, a FAMAS for Pontar, but surrounded with quite a lot of nades, and yet another danger coming Shinden's way.
I know that, I mean, this is going to be a little bit dangerous as we do get into this. They're going to look to edge their way up. Playing slowly but surely over here towards A. I mean, they've got themselves some absolutely massive things done here. We gotta see if they can keep it rolling at this point, though. As they make their way up. They're not fully committed to it just yet. Now, a good shot there. Fieres, there you are. He's been a little bit missing, but is able to activate. VSM finds out one as well. Roy keeps him in line, but Taco trades it back in. Abyss is all alone, and he grabs himself the plant here. 1v2, 12 HP. He's got to deal with 2 players at 100 HP apiece. There's no chance. That'll be all she wrote. The round goes the way of Tropa to Taco. Shinden, a valiant performance. Gone slow at the last moment. And what a shame for them. That was looking possible for a second there. For a moment, I was starting to feel the overtime bug coming over.
Yeah, that could have easily been the overtime, but Tropa do Taco put themselves over the finish line. They crossed it successfully, but that was unfortunately for Taco and his boys only their map pick in the beginning of the best of 3. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the gate, with Shinden managing to get a couple of rounds by the end of the map, I definitely feel as if they have started a fire. They have started looking better and better, picking the tempo, opting for those right strategies that could create a lot of problems for Tropa do Taco. And as we discussed during our analyst segment, Dust 2 is going to be the key to this best of 3. Tropa do Taco to show us that exact type of dominant performance in the first half, and then to successfully close for Shinden, for them, for the youngsters to be able to put up a better fight and eventually send us onto that third and decider map.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. When we get to map number 3, that will be the question. Of course, Dust 2 gonna be coming up next. We'll be looking at Shinden's map pick and their best chance at keeping themselves into this series. But that, of course, will be in about 10 minutes' time. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit.
Yo quisiera. Toda la vida que Yo quisiera ser el que te besa. Uy, la dejé bajar hasta 8, pues. Dame la conecta.
99% of people eat Cheetos with their dominant hand. Even bakers. Using your other hand, it's a Cheetos thing.
Extremadamente one-sided, los dos con derrota.
Así es, darle énfasis a que Revir sigue apostando en su piqueo del Vine, que si bien se les termina escapando al último, pudieron ser sólidos en su lado de atacante sacando 7 rondas. Espero que hayan podido arreglar los detallitos puntuales que tuvieron, que principalmente me acuerdo que cuando dominaban algunos espacios después los estaban perdiendo. Algunos duelos medio separados también, faltaron algunos trajes para Cuso. El uso de utilidades también, tener más consciente que las utilidades, sobre todo los ultis, son una win condition. Es una posibilidad de poder ganar la ronda, entonces hay que tomarle más valor a eso, sobre todo a la Deto de la Raze, a la Molly del Brimstone, etcétera.
Pero ¿cómo van?
Y ahora ya pasando al Sunset específicamente, vamos a tener las composiciones Mirror, doble iniciador Breach y Soda, duelista obviamente en Neon, de Centinela vamos a tener este Cypher y de Smoker vamos a tener al Omen. No hay novedades, la verdad.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme.
When the wild calls, you need a boot that can take you anywhere. No matter the terrain, the Caribou takes you there. The Caribou, ready for anything.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s?
Es que yo sabía que andaba un sapo. Sabía. Es que... Cierto que... Déjame ver. Vamos a ver qué Yo quisiera. Bueno, y entonces.
Van a poner los viejos, van a poner los viejos. Se va a dejar así, ya que mate. Sí, a ver.
Tengo miedo ahora porque tengo ganas en el baño, digo, me dan ganas en el
Vea,
baño.
sí ve, parce, todo está montando, weón. Qué presa como forzamos las cosas, parce.
Sí. Ahora sí, ya se me había olvidado. ¿No traes tu celular?
¿Completo? ¿Todo listo?
Ahora sí. Ah, lo volvieron a mandar. ¿Lo volvieron a mandar solo?
Sí, son pruebas.
Son dos carriles. Sí, son dos carritos.
No, estaban cayendo, güey.
¿Sí? ¿Cómo sabes?
Por eso lo bajaron. Ahí les marca el sistema ahí.
¿Qué se estaba haciendo?
Algo te va a aquí en el sistema. No, pero no. Vamos a morir como hombres.
Yo quiero ir al baño.
Para mí esto no es morir como hombres.
Sí, no, es morir muy malo.
Sí.
La muerte en infarto.
¿Ya nos podemos subir?
No, hacen dos pruebas.
Ah, los mandan 2 veces.
Sí, los mandan 2 veces. O sea, mucho mejor así. No sé por qué lo hicieron por sí. La puta mamada.
A las personas que se encuentran en la zona de espera se les informa que Batman detuvo momentáneamente su operación. Por el momento no es necesario que abandones la zona de espera. Personal del parque se encuentra trabajando para reanudar la operación lo antes posible.
O sea, 25 minutos aquí.
Old Spice deodorant. 24/7 lasting odor protection.
Por una noche, una vida entera. Oh, oh. Taram, pam, taram, pam, pam. Particio deseo. Contigo solo una pana. Aguó. Yo quisiera.
It's going, and it's not going to have an actual impact. So with that in mind, the CT player already deleted. There comes number 1 appearing on Shinden's scoreboard, and this is exactly the beginning which you're looking for, especially if you have lost the previous map and if you are on the T side.
No. That'll be a good round there for Shinden to get started off on. Now, the question is, do we see a repeat of the last map where we see Tropa de Taco come up swinging to go ahead and pull things back? Of course, one thing to note is they are on the CT side, so they don't have really the funds to be able to do it. They didn't get plans or anything like that since they're not since they're on the CT side, of course. So just being on the USPSs, I don't have too much expectation for them to be able to pull something like that off. But I mean, we've seen them do it before.
Well, with just a couple of USBs, I don't think that they're gonna be successful, but they have just found 1 frag. I mean, if they can potentially somehow grab themselves a couple more things, or even another frag has just happened, maybe there is a small chance, but it is still relatively small. I'm really curious as to why they opted not to invest the dollars that they had, because pretty much the majority of the teams I have seen play on those two love going for force buys after they drop the CT side pistol round. I think that there are a couple of maps that actually set up force buys to be working effectively, and Dust 2 together with Nuke are 2 maps on which you pretty much shall go for these type of buys. But hey, in the end, maybe Tropa de Taco have a different idea, get Shinden a small lead, a 2-0 scoreline, and then activate when you have the better guns in play. And as the bomb explodes, Farish will go in, try and find something more, maybe a 3rd frag on the way. There it is. So this is already a really good round for the CT side, even though they ended up losing it, because right now, due to those 3 frags and the saved dollars, we're going to see Ferris's op. We're also going to see the M4s come alive, and with the extra utility, Tropa de Taco have a solid shot at winning the next round.
Oh, there we go. Now let's see it, Shinden. Are you going to be able to continue this up? Do you go ahead and find yourself 3-0, or do Tropa de Taco go ahead and net themselves a much needed first? And oh, Roy, that is so cheeky. Able to go ahead and find out 1 for himself. Of course, that's a player falling back immediately off of it. Meanwhile, the Opera of Yaris is able to go ahead and activate as well. Leaves it down into the 4-8-4, keeping it nice and even. Position himself to play for those long-range duels. But, of course, Relentless coming up and looking relentless as he does a bit of a Stewie to get himself out of the smoke. And it's all down into a 2v2, keeping it nice and even for the retake for Tropa de Taco. They could be able to pull this up, but there's still a chance for Shinden to find their 3rd in a row.
Yeah, that was a really nice kill found by VSM through the smoke, and this actually now gives a chance over to Tropa de Taco to actually attempt retaking the bomb side, and their attempts might end up successful. Funter shows exactly why. A quick double, and you don't need a diffuser if you want to be the winner in round number 3. Great job by Tropa de Taco, and once again, everything came down to that kill found by VSM through the smoke, because if it was a 3 versus 2 in favor of Shinden, I am pretty much sure that the Brazilians would not have attended. But as we just saw, you are in a 2 versus 2, you have the guns, just go for the longer rotation, try and find one, and the moment that Panther pops off, this is where you know that experience has worked in your favor as Tropa do Taco secure their first on the CT side.
Well, there we go. Big one taken up. Now, we'll see if Tropa do Taco can go ahead and replicate that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that round very easily shook on the wave Shinden. It was something that it looked like they about had in the bag. They are relentless, firing off on all cylinders. He was able to grab himself out too with a bit of a smoke pop, and then his teammates were getting their frags as well. And it just felt like, hey, this is where we see Shinden really come to life. And it's just been denied time and time again. Of course, Ponter finds himself a kill on VSM, is able to find out some massive ones, living it all down into a 2v2 as he does fall to Ives. But ultimately, now as the retake has to come through, this is another round that Shinden could be able to pull off. Retaking on the B side is an incredibly dangerous and dastardly affair if you don't play it correctly. And oh, no, BK! Swinging, there's a major mistake. It leaves it all down to Ives. Ives able to avoid the flashbang for the time being. Just gonna play for a heavy swing, and Vieras out peaks him.
Well, one mistake leads to a more difficult position for your teammate, and as we saw, it was a bit of a too heavy task for IVS to hold on to. Well, Tropa do Taco, as quickly as that, are officially back on dust too after giving away the first two. Now they tie it up at 2-2, and we quickly can see the implications for Shinden's economy. They're out of money, and even with the bomb plant, they cannot really afford anything much more than a couple of upgraded pistols. So, I love the fact that Tropa do Taco really react on what Shinden tried to do. This is something that I mentioned in the beginning of this map, that Dust 2 is a type of map on which you cannot really set the pace on the CT side. You need to adapt to whatever Shinden tried to do. As T says, Che has adapted a bit of a deeper position. Roy gets him by the end of it and manages to pick up an AK. If BK1 finds something with a Tech 9, it can get really dicey.
There you go. Good kill there. BK able to go ahead and find himself out a quick Tech 9 frag. Of course, Molotov going down is going to force these players back. It's again for the 3v3 retake. Tropa do Taco are having to fight tooth and nail this map. This is a much better look. And as VSM finds out a massive kills on the Ives, it leaves it all down to the final two. Roy, BK holding it down. One at close, one at range. Roy, of course, is able to go ahead and activate for one. He does ultimately fall, leaving it all down to BK, but unfortunately for him, the Tech 9 not able to connect up.
No, está dentro.
Not that bad for Shinden. A quick round, you found 3, you planted the bomb. It was just a round in which you played with the Tech 9s. Roy has enough money to drop an AWP. IVS, Abis, and the rest of the team shall be having the AKs and the Galeos if they want to add that extra utility. We saw an AWP being dropped, so I'm expecting to see IVS playing with this one. Probably a boost coming our way, maybe something else. There are quite a lot of strategies that you can utilize, especially by bringing an AWP or a scout and play. I feel as if Dust 2 is pretty much the paradise for every AWPA, because you just have so many different variation, and yeah, we see that the option was setting up a boost. BK1 has found himself a timing and a kill.
Well, now, as we see them making their way around the Shinden, again, this is a much better look for them. We expected it to be, but this is going to be flat out tooth and nail the entire way around at this point. I don't expect Tropa do Taco to be able to get themselves the momentum that they require to really pull this through, and that was a beautiful bait shot. And that's going to be able to work in quite significant ways. Of course, VMS just gets overwhelmed, finds one, falls to the other. And just like that, it's all down to Ponter. Ponter, 1v4, finds the first. Backs off the op and carries it over into the next.
Well, they seem to start trading blow for blow. I like that. Definitely, it's going to be one hell of a map. We have expected exactly this. Close rounds which go both ways. a lot of trades happening around the map. The pace sometimes is going to be really, really high. Then in some other rounds, they're going to be a bit slower, especially as we mentioned that Shinden are going to be the ones setting up the pace, deciding what the strategies are going to be, and then forcing Tropa do Taco to react. This time around, the pace was too quick for Taco and his troops to hold on to. But of course, something which you don't need to hold on to is to follow the link under the stream and get your prizes from our lovely partners at Hellcase. Make sure to participate in the giveaway they're organizing for you. Or you can also use the code CCT10, was it, if I'm not mistaken, for that extra 10% bonus if you're looking to do something else and for some reason not to participate in the giveaway. Or you can just simply do it bold, as right now Tropa do Taco are gonna need to do it once again with just a couple of pistols.
Well, I mean, that's going to be another important rounds coming through here for Shinden. They've gone ahead, tied things back up again. And we're looking at USPSs for Tropa do Taco. And, I mean, for the time being, it's just going to be decently slow. They don't want to overdo it. I mean, they're aware that there could be a force that comes in play.
Yeah, they're just chilling, you know, taking their time. I'm not really sure how hot it is right now in Brazil, nor in Argentina, but we're definitely approaching summer there, and you're just waiting so that things can get heated, and they immediately do so. BK1 with a quick triple kill. And I love the fact that they slowed it down and they tried to be as cautious as they could, because oftentimes we have discussed how if you're facing a couple of pistols, you don't really know whether they're actually upgraded pistols or just USPs, and you don't want to be getting caught by a 5.7. We have seen, or at least I've seen so many rounds which are lost simply because you don't follow the protocols, you go a bit too aggressive, you go a bit too deep, you get caught in the crossfires, and then suddenly you give away 3 guns, then something else happens, you lose another, and just like that, Tropa do Taco are back, which fortunately for Shinden is not going to be the case, which means that we're going to see Tropa do Taco's first tactical timeout being called.
Yep, no, don't blame them here. Tropa do Taco, they're struggling a lot more than what they probably expected. So just going ahead and saying, okay, guys, we just need to back off and relax for just a minute. It's going to be the right call. It's going to be them trying to think through what they need to get up to in order to pull this off. But we'll see what they've got in store for us, because this is the full rifle round they've been waiting for.
Baby, yo quisiera.
Let's see. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a mid-push out of the CTs.
Yeah.
Something that you can throw in the mix, especially if you put your Oppa to be playing behind the 2 people pushing. You can also go for a bit of a long contest. You can maybe leave VSM alone on that B-bomb side. Panther eats a shot. It's still quite lucky to be among the people living in the server. 19 point of health though, standing in the red zone is definitely going to limit its options. You know that this is not such a big problem when you're playing with Nope. A really standard setup, and yeah, seems like we're going to be seeing that 2-1-2 for Tropa do Taco, which is actually a possibility ahead of Shinden to grab some more mid control, and we're starting to see exactly this. You have the smoke blocking mid doors, you have a molly to clear out short, you have a couple of people watching there, you have controls over tunnels, and with that in mind, this is so much real estate being secured by the thieves, which significantly limits the options ahead of Tropa do Taco, and somebody will need to grab a kill or 2 if Tropa do Taco wants to pull this one off.
All right, let's see it. Tropa do Taco, what do you have in store for us? It's looking like a bit of a B-pop is the name of the game. They've got players looking to come up through mid as well. Ponter very quickly shuts things down, but Ives, along with Roy, just make things look really, really clean. Of course, Taco finds out one for himself, living it all down to Ives here at mid. He's going to be great to catch out these rotators that are coming up from CT side, and they try and clear him, but don't get there in time. Oh, Shay. Good kill there. Much needed one. Leaves down to a 2v2. Ives is low. All the way down at 3 HP. Could get caught out very easily. Now, as an op shot pops off, that 3 HP player still getting an impact. Man, getting a hell of an impact as he goes ahead and puts up another one.
Okay, IVS came here to play, and he showed us why his team feels hungry. Great hold, managing to neutralize Tropa Dutaco's attempts to bounce back and recover. That was unfortunately for the CT side not possible, as now they're gonna... Okay, for just a second I thought, are we about to see a force buy? Which would have been way too risky. No, instead they opt to keep their dollars in their bank account. So another eco round out of Tropa Dutaco, and well, this is already a much better looking Shinden. A team that we expected to show a better phase, but there comes a small surprise out of the CTs. Wow, not again. Oh my goodness, feels like the trap card was activated. The pistols come in handy. There comes the double AK now available for Tropa Dutaco. Sure, you have a person standing on the A bomb side, but the bomb cannot really cross. You don't know where Panther is right now. And, well, that was the trap that ends up working for Tropa Dutaco, but maybe there is a way out for IBS and BK1.
And, well, let's see it. Do they have a way into this? Of course, they're going to be playing up here towards CT. Ooh, wait, maybe they go for the rotate. IBS dropping down. Could be massive, but unfortunately, we will see them both fall away. Of course, that will be another round going the way of Tropa Dutaco. Keep it gets nice and evened up in terms of the scoreline. They're getting themselves really close to it, at least. And with one more round to pull it off, I mean, we could see this just kept in a really stellar order, but ultimately we'll have to see. Now, tactical pause coming through.
Yeah, I think you
We'll be looking to see if they can go ahead and maybe find their 6th or look at a tied game.
Yeah, the problem that I see right now for Shinden is that they got outsmarted in the previous one. I love the call. The idea was great. The execution even better. Suddenly, you grab 2 AKs and you're simply not giving any chances over to Shinden. And due to how the economy has been working out for the T's right now, they're pretty much forced to win this round, because otherwise, if they all drop without even planting the bomb, this will surely lead Tropa Dutaco to not only tie it up at 5-5, but also maybe have a solid chance at 6-6. The odds still favoring Dutaco's troops, and we just saw why. BK1 with a great trade, but still VSM dances around mid, bring back the man advantage for his team, even gets away with just a couple of health points missing. Roy has the timing, immediately throws the smoke, the flash, the try, and go towards short. He will be successful in his endeavors, but this is still a 4 versus 3 ahead of Shinden.
Well, now, as we see them making their way up. Oh, is that a DC for Abiz?
No.
Yeah, that is incredibly unfortunate. Well, we're going to get a technical pause after this. That's for sure. But that should be a round in the bag for Tropa Dutaco. Unless Roy.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a way back. It's definitely an unfortunate timing for us to see a disconnect. But, well, if there is a guy to do it, that's Roy. 12 frags for him. Sure, in that red zone, when it comes down to HP, they're gonna get surrounded. 2 HGs, smoke still available, but a lovely pick out of Roy, who now needs to do it all, and he's so close, but yet remains so far.
Unlucky.
Oh, man. Yeah, this hurts. That's a tilter. Because imagine if they had one more player. If that disconnect did not happen.
Well. That will be another round. Going the way of Tropa Dutaco to tie things up. It seems like we got Abiz back in the server, which is good.
No.
Alrighty. Now, we're going to be swinging back underway with this. We've got ourselves this rifle round that is a little bit disjointed out of Shinden. Tech 9s, Galeals, and AK-47, but that doesn't seem to matter, because look at this, Relentless, looking relentless with the Tech 9, shuts down one, and Roy finds the other. And just like that, the advantage, it's swapped, and Tropa de Taco cut their losses.
Yeah, straightforward big hit, a quick one, a clean one, and Shinden are gonna be more than happy with number 6 appearing on their scoreboard. Well, seems like the really quick rounds have been working for Shinden so far. A couple of these have been secured by them. The Argentinians are looking super crispy when they have those Tech 9s available. You just throw a couple of flashes, you go through the smokes, you dance around the bomb site, you find the first, then you have a solid chance at the second. And the moment that we have two CT players who have fallen, this is where you know that Taco is going to be calling for a safe. IVS tries to find some more damage, tries to put the pressure on the shoulders of his Brazilian opponent. Avis finds Taco. Che will be able to get away with an M4. Yeah, it was a bit dicey, but in the end of the day, what matters most is whether you keep the guns alive. That was it for Tropa de Taco. They're gonna get one more chance on the CT side, whereas for Shinden, it matters a lot for them to take that next round, to have a 2-round lead moving on to that CT side. And let's see, Farish with an open hand. Oh, was that a stab or was that a tag?
Alrighty. Well, let's see. At Tropa de Taco, the CT side has been a struggle, to say the least. You know, I expected a lot more out of them here, but it's just not come to fruition, just at all.
Well, I mean, getting 6 on the CT side is not bad at all, but the thing is that Shinden are already looking much better. The individuals are on point, at least BK1 and Roy. And if you add a guy like Relentless or IVS into the mix, if they step up, this is where I see a world in which we end up on Mirage. And I would be more than happy if we go all the way, right? But going all the way means that you need to stop Tropa de Taco, but the stopping, it has been done by the CT side themselves. And as we saw, VSM still holds on, not good for a second though, and maybe there is a small chance back. Cybis shuts Taco down, has the smoke to isolate his opponents, goes for another peek, that's a kill. And Farish, you will need to save the day, my dear friend, because otherwise Shinden are gonna be going up with a 2-round lead.
Yeah, which it might be coming through to fruition as we see them peek out. Abiz closes it out, and that is that 7-5 lead going the way of Shinden. Able to go ahead and make their map pick sing in a nice little way. They have a great chance to win out the pistol as well now for their CT side and push it even farther along. They've looked absolutely clinical on their pistols over the past 2 maps, and now we gotta see if they can go ahead and continue it up here for this 4th pistol round.
Let's see. A 7-5 lead, an important moment for this young Argentinian squad. To keep on finding rounds, to keep on pressuring the troops of Taco, and to keep on getting more and more on their map pick. We expected to see a better fight. We are getting a much better looking Shinden. They're gonna need to keep moving forward, to keep pressuring, to keep stopping Tropa de Taco from getting extra rounds. A lot of utility available for the T side. Smoke, triple flash, the idea looks clear. Throw a couple of flashes, appear out of long, have a smoke for the claws, and well, here they come. The first step has been made. A couple more left for Tropa de Taco.
Well, now let's see it. They play really quickly here on the Shinden side. I do like this aggression they show towards mid. They're looking to go ahead and get that info so they can play for the pivot over here towards A, and it's worked out very, very nicely. And man, oh man, it is just resulting in Tropo just being absolutely ripped apart. I mean, they just haven't had the chance to get into this round. Fieras does try to maybe find a little bit of something, but I think it's a little too late at this point. I mean, maybe they can play for the rotate. There's only one player towards B. Maybe go ahead, send Fieras with the bomb over towards B. while one continues to fight over here towards A to maintain attention. The player to be careful of course, is going to be relentless. Ooh, that's the info. They know that he's out pretty wide. They're going to try and triple peek him. Not going to be able to, though. He gets off good damage instead. I mean, just 27 seconds, man. They can't play for the rotate anymore. He's tapping, trying for this fight, and it's over. Now it's Fieres. Does get himself a kill. Drop down comes through from Ivis. Ivis survives for the time being. We're going to see him try and force the duel. Like, oh no, the ammunition. Oh, well, that's the way to do it.
This is going to sting for the T side. I mean, yes, getting away with that frag and Shinden. Well, that's definitely a good beginning of your CT side. Not even giving the bomb plant over to Tropa to Taco shall force the T's to be going for another eco round. Taco, just a shadow of his performance on Inferno. VSM and Farias trying to put up a show for us, but so far it is not enough. There comes the scout for IVs. There comes the 3 SMGs, the M4 for BK1. I mean, BK1, if we have to talk a little bit more about him, the IGL, the guy that is usually not going to be bringing the numbers, not going to be having those insane individual games, but it feels so good to see the Argentinian pop off against such an experienced team. And you know, previously when he was part of Fusion, when he was part of Boca Juniors, I was feeling as if this guy has been having a lot of potential, but it was always so difficult for him to show something more. And maybe it starts here versus Tropa to Taco, or a 2 kills found, make them 2.5 as Taco is in that red zone in terms of HP. And with the remaining Glocks, I'm not really positive about the end for Tropa to Taco.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too positive either, especially as we do see BK1 finding himself out. 2 nice low kills. And I mean, Che, incredibly low, in dangerous position, will be eliminated ultimately. Good decision making there to try and isolate that fight with the player coming from behind, but nothing to come from it. And that will be Shinden netting their 9th, bringing themselves within 1 of double digits in 3 rounds of map points, sending us on into our 3rd.
Back to the better guns for Tropa to Taco. First time we are going to see them full buying on the T side. Oh, okay. All starting to change. And Shinden now having the lead, being the favorites coming into this 15th round. Deep smoke, nobody appearing though. Tropa to Taco got smoked, countered by the counter utility of Shinden. EK1 and Abyss will be playing together, but unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to pick up a kill, which means that Tropa to Taco can actually start watching towards middle. They already have control over tunnels. VCM is trying to jump spot somebody. Farish is there to be looking with the AWP. They have a smoke if they want to get that extra cover.
Yeah.
They can pretty much go through the doors and even throw the smoke so that they set themselves up for success into a potential B split. A lot of different options, a lot of different variations. So let's see what Tropa to Taco opt for. Flash for a bit of a short peek, and now even with that additional space to work with, they're going to be setting the pace, and it will come down to how Shinden adapt and whether they will be able to do so.
That'll be the question. Now, as they make their way up, we're going to be looking at them to try and play for engagement. Sheltering through. Che finds out the first, of course. We'll look for him to find maybe a little bit more. Oh, Ponter. Good kill there, BK. Dude, BK has been such a critical component for this roster, especially into this map. 20 and 11. He gets himself 2 there, another multi-frag. But he's not going to be able to, that's not going to convert into the round, unfortunately. This is going to be where Taco just goes ahead and takes up the head of Relentless. And we'll see Taco, Tropa de Taco go ahead and take themselves up another rounds. And they deny double digits, but they're still 3 off.
Yeah, I mean, Shinden just relies on BK1 to be the difference maker at this point. Sure, Roy had his moments as well, but I mean, 20 frags out of the Argentinian IGL is Definitely something for us to keep our eyes on, but Tropa do Taco managed to get around on the D side. Some lovely shots landing, managing to neutralize Shinden's strategy. Oh, VSM. Okay, I'm just gonna pretend that I've never seen that flash. It didn't happen. It was all just a mirage.
Yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It wasn't like it was a NA flash or anything like that.
Oh man. Don't be so mad about NA. I love NA as a region. I think that
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, great teams and players, but yeah, it happens. It happens even to the best of us. Well, what happens for Tropa do Taco is that they're likely gonna be taking away another round from Shinden, and well,
Yeah.
Roy, just the USP. I mean, getting dinked is definitely not what you want to have moving into this round, and that's it. That's a clean one. So Tropa do Taco, a second found on the T side, and now we start talking about Rio CS when they have the better guns. But Shinden still have something to say about this one. IVS goes back to the AWP and SMG for Roy, but that means the extra utility available for the CT player. And for the rest of Shinden's squad, M-Force, and a lot of nades available, which is going to be the exact same case for Tropa do Taco, but just with 4 8Ks and an AWP.
Well, I have to say, here is the thing. We're going to be looking for Shinden to possibly go ahead and put themselves up at the 10th, but it really comes down to BK1. BK1 has been the player to get things kind of shaped up how they need to be each and every round. And if he doesn't do it again now, we're going to be looking at Tropa do Taco possibly to go ahead and get themselves onto a much-needed spree. They're making an attempt back towards A little bit of util being played out. Smoke goes down. A couple of pieces of counter utility. Looks like BK wants to swing, and there it is. Dude, BK, he is just looking so phenomenal.
But I also do really love the fact that they play around him. They set him up for success with the flash into a peak, and you know that he is having one hell of an individual game, so why not play around your IGL? Give him the utility. Give him what he requires out of you. Be those supportive elements. You don't need to stop him. He's no longer only responsible for the tactical side. He's responsible to be the driving force, to be the difference maker, to be the guy finding the first kills, giving a much better chance for the rest of the team.
Here we go
into these later stages, and here they come.
No, if BK1 gets found out here quickly, over towards CT, that's going to be what's going to cost it. And ooh, Ibis. Be dealt with. Fieras able to find him out. Of course, we do see Fieras come up. Bit of bang bang. Oh, Fieras! Oh, what was that? Able to go ahead and find himself out 4 and the ace to boot. Oh, Fieras! That could have easily gone awry, but he carries it through in an absolutely brilliant way.
Holy guacamole, that was one hell of a play. Farias coming in hot with an ace to single-handedly destroy Shinden, and it had to be right here, right now. A second tactical pause called by BK1 because, goodness gracious, that was one hell of a round, and everything just fell apart. It looked so good. After finding the opener, courtesy to BK1 and his teammates setting him up for success, everything just... I don't really know what actually happened. I mean, a molly thrown, then a couple of shots landing. IVS lost the AWP, and then out of nowhere, Farish found 4. I mean, that's a tilter. That's definitely a tilter, and this leads us potentially to a 9-9, because have a look at Shinden's economy. It's broken. They don't have anything, just the USPs.
Well, here we go. We're going to be looking to get things underway in a much-needed way, especially as Jay finds out a bit. Now, that is a major opener to be pulled up with there. We're going to see if he can pull off a bit more, though. Well, this is just a bit of a USPS round, so we can't expect too terribly much. Oh, God, Che and Taco. just completely ripped them all apart. Well,
Yeah,
it's all down to Ives. He's the last man standing. 1v5, but no life to live. Very quickly, he's dealt with.
Yeah,
They go the way Tropa.
Something that I want to point out is the kills divided between Tropa to Tacos players.
Izquierda.
It's pretty much equally
Sí, sí.
divided if we exclude Taco, which is not the case on the other side for Shinden. For them, it has only been Roy and BK1 stepping up, whereas we have been seeing great rounds out of Farish, out of Shay, out of Ponter as well. I mean, VSM is there with 13 as well, right? And that equal distribution might end up being a problem, but not if you're IVS, which just finds a nice headshot. But unfortunately for Shinden, that was only Taco who can be that supportive element, even if he's sent back to T-Spawn and deleted from the server for until the end of this round. So let's see whether we're going to see an adaptation, because we all remember what happened the last time that Shinden were the first team to find an opener.
Well, I mean, it's a good look for Shinden. They're tied up against. They want to desperately get themselves up to double digits.
One.
Well, as they look to make their way up, Shay catches a biz.
No.
They went for information at BK1 though. Dude, he just finds these great timings. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to be able to result in any more than one. Needs to trade down to this 3v3. Roy. Now it's the pressure on his shoulders. Needs to clear the corner, and he does! The flash from Relentless! Oh, absolutely beautiful. Good timing there. Of course, VMS has already got himself out of sight. His teammates rotating up quickly. There's smoke in the way of CT, and that's going to allow them to maybe play for this. A little bit of extra util going down is going to cause them to fall off, and as VMS finds a kill, Relentless trades it back. 30 seconds remain. It's all down to VSM. He's got to try and do this off, but unfortunately for him, relentlessly close, is going to close it out and put Shinden up at double digits.
Okay, Shinden, now we're talking. Now we're seeing something real. Great job in adapting, even better coordination to find that kill when the player hiding in that right corner towards mid doors. That was a super crucial kill, because if they didn't get this one, then the round would have been over. But wow, Shinden still back. I mean, according to the odds, now we're still favoring Tropa to Taco, going back and forth as the T's are only going forward. A nade and Shay with a chance, and he transforms it into a first, already spotting the second. Means that Amori is going to be flying, so IPS needs to show something better, and as he does, he will burn in the flames, with which Tropa to Taco secure themselves a man lead.
Well, alrighty. Shinden down into a bit of a weaker position. Ponter is forced out, but oh, the timing works into his favor. Now, as we do see them looking to get themselves on the site, Relentless still wants to play for this.
Yeah, he shall try. I mean, he has the support of Roy, and if there is a duel to stop Tropa to Taco, that's definitely Roy and Relentless, and that's a 2 versus 2. They have 2 kids, a smoke as well.
And man, there it is. Unfortunate. They make the attempt. The double R is not able to pull it off, and Tropa to Taco put things back up. And that will be a 10 to 10. I'll let double digits.
Yeah, the big problem for the CT side is the lack of money. A couple of close rounds, you trade blow for blow, but we know that in these type of situations, especially here in CS2, that favors a bit more the T side. Tropa to Taco, feeling good about this one. 10-10, likely an 11-10 by the end of this 21st round. And overall, it feels like Shinden tried to do something. In one round, they are successful, but then in the other, they're simply falling apart. And, you know, sure, Roy's trying his best, BK1 as well. I mean, both combined have, like, what, 41 kills, but we need to see a Relentless step up, because it feels as if in the rounds which Shinden secured, it was probably Relentless doing something more to add on top of what BK1 and Roy can bring on the table. And, yeah, I mean, you have a close match. Sure, things didn't go your way on Inferno, as it was expected. Dust 2, so far, it looks significantly better, but this is where the youngsters need to prove what they're made of. Because we know that the experience and disability is there for Tropa do Taco, but is it available for Shinden?
Well, there we go. We'll see Tropa do Taco just within one of hitting this and looking to try and end it all. Just 2 rounds are needed. Of course, this is the full rifle for Shinden. This is where they've looked the best. They might be able to pull it off now. Well, now as we get things rolling again. So far, it's going to be decently slow. It looks like they want to choke up here towards double doors. If they do and get caught out the position while they're trying to transition into that cubby, things could look rough.
Oh
Cierto, es que
We'll go back and
a ellos le bajan mis
I think that at this point Tropa do Taco are probably also considering a play towards the B-bomb side. Because it's going to be really risky to fully commit to that A-bomb side with nobody appearing out of long. If you want to send 5 people from short, sure, but it's going to be super dangerous. The odds are definitely not going to be favoring you, but let's see. Maybe the Brazilians can actually prove me wrong.
Well, let's see it. There's Ives. Gonna be able to go ahead and find out one. Of course, A-Bits is dealt with. Ives. Oh, very quick trades. BK1 does also open it up, but unfortunately for him, he's dealt with. Now it's down to the 2B players. Roy and Relentless. 2v2 for the retake. They've had some good successes in the past and some well-landed HEs get the initial damage off. Of course, it leaves Fierce in a rough position. Relentless finds the kill on the Taco. And now, Fierce up in hand, hiding in the smoke. Oh, knife out as well.
Oh, no way.
Oh, no! I love the attempt! That could have been so fun.
Yeah, that was really close, and I talked about how Relentless needs to step up, and as he does, this means that we're going to be going all the way and seeing the full 24 rounds between Tropa do Taco and Shinden. Both teams having a full buy, and Shinden are going to be utilizing their final tactical pause. That's definitely a super moment for them to use their right to, well, throw in that short break, talk things through, make sure that you're prepared for what is about to come, because we know for a matter of fact that Tropa do Taco are going to be putting absolutely everything. A close dust 2, you're looking towards a 2-0. You know that this is your chance, this is the round, because if you shut Shinden down, they're not going to be able to have enough money to rebuy all these guns that we're seeing right now. Only 2,400 loss bonus available for the CT side, whereas for Tropa do Taco, we have just enough money, even if they lose this 23rd round. So it is all or nothing for Shinden.
All or nothing. That is certainly the case. 11 to 11. We've got to see this or overtime. Shots ring through. BK1 starts us off strong. He's been that player to be that critical component each and every round. It is A-Biz. Follows it up. Man, this A site is locked down for business, guys. It might be good to turn tail and maybe look to engage somewhere else. And as they try and get themselves deeper and deeper into this fight, Fierce cut out. Leaves it all down to VSM and Taco. And oh dear lord, they just keep over investing to this A site time and time again. This is where we've seen them have success, but also where they've seen multiple failures. Now you gotta cut your losses in a round at some point. But they continue to hold momentum over on that direction.
Hold on. Hold your breath. There is a small chance. ABS and Relentless are really low. Roy and IVS have full HP bars. Theoretically, the CT side should know where these are going to be coming from. The adaptation is there. IVS needs
that's
one.
It. Info.
Shadow. That's it. There it is. That's 12 for Shinden.
Yep, that point secured as IVS doubles it up. And that will be Shinden going ahead and looking to send us on into map 3.
Oof. Well, I mean, I'm super curious what was the decision making for Tropa de Taco in the previous one, because we discussed how they have been so far unsuccessful in getting long control, and then you just decide to go through the smokes in the utility, and you get fully stopped by Shinden. Yeah, okay, a failed smoke even for the T side. That's not good at all. That's not one of the greatest beginnings of such an important round. You need to force an overtime. You know that this is your opponent's map pick. Shinden have been looking much better. You don't want to be giving them the momentum, the win, the chance even to think about that Mirage. IVS has been a key factor for the success with the op. The same could be said for Roy and BK1. 20 and 25 frags respectively found so far. It seems like Shinden feel confident that they can hold on. Short control once again, giving pretty much for free over to Taco and his troops. But with the small difference that we have Ponter in towards tunnels, and this could mean only one single thing, a potential idea for Tropa de Taco to split through middle and hit that B-bomb side. It's an option, but do they go for it, or do you instead fully commit to the A-bomb side once again?
Well, alrighty. Now as we see them looking to make their way up, a little bit of util starts to get tossed out. They're playing for the execute, coming from short this time. I'm glad they're not over-invested into long. Abez, though, gonna be able to start us off, finds out one of the players I was watching for the rotators! And oh, you gotta watch Gooseman! BK1, another multi, leaves it down into a 2v4. And dear God, what a game out of BK1. He has looked absolutely phenomenal. That's how we're into a 2v4 for the retake, but the timing for Che works into his favor. Doesn't get caught out as he played for that peak. A little bit of util going down. It goes for a bit more damage, but Abiz takes off his head, leaving it all down to Fieres, who's dealt with by Relentless, and that is map 3 secured.
Well, Shinden strike back, and what a way for them to close the map just through their map pick, second playing field, and Shinden managed to cross that finish line. Mirage, we had it waiting around the corner, and now we're gonna be going there. Wow, I mean, props to the Argentinians for putting up one hell of a fight. Tropa de Taco tried their best to make the lives of their opponents as miserable as possible, but in the end of the day, it was the Argentinian guys coming out on top to force that Mirage, and let's go there, Decade. I'm super excited about this one.
Yep, no, map 3 is a go. It's 1-1, and we'll be back in a bit with it. Of course, that means we have a 10-minute break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit.
Baby, yo quisiera. Vení, vení. Es que no me veas. No me veas. ¿Cómo estaba? Porque... ¡No! Espérate. Yo quisiera que te...
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 9?
Es que tus bromas.
The $7 Lux Cravings box. Only at Taco Bell. Booyah. The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 9?
Introducing Gatorade Hydration Booster. With an advanced blend of electrolytes for all-day hydration. So you can put your water to work.
This is not a test. This is a message. A message to all Monster Energy drinkers. Up until now, you've gone about your lives clueless to reality.
Dale.
But it's time to wake up. All you have to do is find the beast and scan the code. Are you ready?
When Wednesday dances, you experience her emotionalism.
Just like that Korean show on Netflix where people play kids games for money.
Dice que lloren.
Lose, they actually die. And the great part, when Max's eyes roll back and she starts rising up into the...
Andes, todo el tipo está perdido durante 2 meses.
You have a stalker? Why haven't you gone to the cops?
Instead, he kept egging Martha on.
It's so...
Soltera pa' que... Era. Sabemos, duele, pero dolió. Ya, señora va a ganar. ¿Ah? Ya, señora va a ganar. No está, no está la mujer, ahorita. Si le gusta o no le gusta a la mujer, tiene que él la va a apoyar. Va. Déjame. ¿Ah? Bueno, déjame tomar. Deja tomate. Ok. Wow, what the I can turn in English with I can't talk in English with you. What you mean? Yeah, because I have music. Let me I press. Okay. Eh, sí, sí, sí. Pero ¿qué quieres que diga en inglés? ¿Eh? ¿Qué digo? Hey, hello, eh, la cosa es, espera. La cosa es que yo no digo hola, pues, listen to me. Yo no digo hola, yo digo WhatsApp, porque lo uso más con mis amigos. Es más por eso. Yeah. Pero por ejemplo, si lo quieres hacer formal, tú dices hi, pero yo soy medio formal. Ok. ¿Pero quién es? Yeah, un insulto en inglés. Oh, hell no. No, o sea, es más como una reacción cuando dice, cuando dice, cuando te pasa algo, cuando te golpeas y dices, hell no, eso, maldita sea, o vete al diablo. Ok. Pero ¿por qué? ¿Quién es Marta? Ajá, esa es una pregunta que iba a hacer. ¿Quién es Marta? Que los villarratos están diciendo Marta. ¿Quién es Marta? Porque yo veo en los nombres Nayana y Cubo.
Side, and probably this is the reason why we just saw such an acceleration in the base. Straightforward, A execute, quick one, you go in, you fight, you try and survive, as Shinden did. They managed to shut Tropa do Taco down, but unfortunately, there are still enough dollars available for the CT side, which means that the T side's job is still not done. No AWP though for IVS, which might end up being a problem, especially with the aggressiveness that we see out of Fariash. And as he strikes, this is already one down for Shinden.
Well, there we go. VR's able to go ahead and activate as Roy got out one as well. BK1 coming up from the back line, finds out a kill on the Jay Jesus, leaving it all down into a 2v3. The man advantage starting to go the way of Tropa de Taco. And, well, BK, you've been a critical component into each of these rounds in the past. Do you have a 1v3 clutch in you? That's the question. He's got himself into decent positioning. Now, unfortunately, swinging forward. It's going to be a bit of a mistake. That'll be all she wrote for it as Tropa de Taco put themselves up and put it up at a third for themselves.
Quick and relatively straightforward once again out of both sides. Shinden aiming to split that A bomb site, relying that BK1 would be able to be that late extra factor that catches Tropa the Taco off guard, but unfortunately for the terrorists that was not the case, as passiveness was the name of the game in those later stages of the round. And with that, Shinden forced to go for a tactical timeout. I'm a fan of this one. I think that you want to just slow it down a tiny bit, have the conversation, say, guys, okay, you know, 3-1 is not such a bad scoreline. We might have gotten caught in the previous one. The idea, though, was good. Let's try and once again accelerate the pace. Maybe we can go for an apps pop and hit that B-bomb side. Maybe we can play around a connector plus mid-smoke and a split through short. There are still a lot of situations in which you can catch Tropa do Taco off guard, but of course everything starts by creating some more chaos and by hitting some really nice shots. And if we have ever seen rounds going the opposite direction, those have been exactly the ones where we have 2 rifles, 2 Tech 9s, 1 more upgraded pistol, and some utility to work with.
And well, let's see if they can make something salvageable with it. And ooh, so far they're not able to really net anything just yet. Just gonna be fairly slow. But ultimately, I feel like they're gonna be heading over here towards the safe site. 4 players prepped up for it, 1 from Palace, 3 from Ramp, 1 player watching for the rotation. It's going to come down to that player. But his shots ring through. Ooh! At least Roy able to find out one by the skin of his teeth, tagged down all the way to 8 HP. Pierce just goes ahead, drops off a couple of flashes. It'll work out for him to get a frag off of it. Molotov forces him out of position. He's just able to back it up, though. No need to over-peak. And as we're into the 3v3 with an able S and AK for BK1 and Ivis. Roy still on a Tech 9, but this is doable.
It is indeed. It starts with Taco, shutting IVS down, which happens. Roy, too low on HP to do anything much more than to just hide. We see that VSM started already exploring the side. He clears out Roy, and with that, everything was on the shoulders of BK1. But he falters, with which Tropa do Taco will keep on fighting rounds. 2 kills and a bomb plant is not bad, but they could have gotten more. And I say it simply because it was an investment, which leads us right now to a position from which Shinden are going to be forced to play with just a couple of pistols once again, due to the fact that they got 2 rifles. Great job out of Tropa do Taco in the post plant. Advancing, clearing out the corners, not overlooking anything, but instead giving the information to each other. And this is what we want to see out of such a scene. Right now, seems like a bit of a change of focus for Shinden. Tech 9's once again prepared. They were probably looking to go a bit more aggressive through apps. Fortunately, that was stopped, so now we get to see the re-aggression. Relentless enters, and as he catches one, that's the Soul B defender.
Well, there we go. I mean, they put it down into this 3v5. This is where you want to be, Shinden. And I don't think that Tropa do Taco make an attempt at this. I wouldn't blame them for just going ahead and backing off to save over.
I think they can. Theoretically, at least.
Yeah. There we go. They're all good.
They could have.
No problems here.
It would have been really risky. Because after the first guy fell, they already knew that they are facing a team playing with just the Tech 9s, and you already gave away an M4. Didn't have a second player covering from short because so what happened to Farish? He got caught in the crossfire, and eventually, even though you feel like it, you don't want to be giving away any more guns. You want to keep it as clean as possible. You want to force Shinden to keep on rebuying, to keep on going for these more expensive guns, as we're seeing right now. IVS was forced to buy an all. AKs are there for Relentless and eventually BK1. So with that in mind, Tropa do Taco still have a lead. They're still in full control, at least economically speaking, but they're gonna need to stop Shinden in this next round, because you give them a leeway back, and we know that the Argentinians, the moment that they get such a chance, usually you're gonna be utilizing this one.
Yeah, and well, now as we see them starting to make their way up, playing for a bit of mid control. Oh, BK, dude. He's just been so good over the past map. And this map, he's been struggling a little bit, but it could seem like he's about to come really online. Abiz has been the one to really herald for his team. VRS is deep, but he's able to go ahead, find a kill, back off rather succinctly. Doesn't want to overdo it. The thing is, they don't know that there's two players coming up here from Cat. Now, VRS, he's watching for it, but he's going to get overwhelmed easily in this situation. And Gat, no, he just wasn't ready. He moved too quick, lost his life due to it. And Tropa de Taco, nothing to do now. You need to back off.
Well, Shinden do it once again. I just love how they go a bit quicker than what we normally see out of the majority of the teams. It seems like this has been working. It's just those straightforward, relatively quick rounds in which you're looking for an opening, and the moment that you get it, you throw that extra utility, you fully commit to the side. Tropa de Taco have started facing a lot of difficulties, especially when they are unable to stop the quicker plays that Shinden have been setting up. And I mean, that's one way to deal with it, by trying to save as much as possible and by trying to have more buy rounds. But eventually we started seeing that the economy slowly but surely starts to go down. Parrish has only 2,300, 1,900 for Shay. I mean, sure, you're gonna be playing with 2-1 Forest and an 8K, and yeah, you can potentially afford another, but that's problematic because if Shinden win the next round, and if they do so cleanly, yeah, we are on for a 4-4, and then eventually Shinden are gonna have a chance to get themselves a small lead.
Alrighty, well, here we go. We're into it. And BK, he just plays so quickly. Che is able to go ahead and get a bit of retribution along with the help of Pawn Turbo. Do see him get traded out by Relentless, but oh, great kill there. Leaves it down to 1v2 and leaves it in a doable position. And oh, Relentless finds out one more, and just like that, Taco stuck on an MP9 of all things in the 1v1.
Yeah, but right now he needs to make a suggestion. He doesn't really know where Relentless is going to be going. There's just too much time on the clock, and you're playing with an SMG. So I think that the best goal for Taco is to just set himself up towards the A-bomb side, as he's doing right now, and to just wait. Even if Relentless goes towards the opposite side of the map, you're actually feeling much better by knowing that you're not giving a direct chance for Relentless to shut you down. Instead, wait, and there comes the experience. This is where Taco reads the situation. This is where he already knows what is likely going to happen from here onwards. Now he's going to get the confirmation, and he needs to act.
Well, here we go. He's still on an MP9, which isn't great. He doesn't have a kit. He does have some util to use. And ooh, he's able to get himself out. He's clearing it. He doesn't know that this player's at range, though, and using the MP9 at this stage is going to be a bit rough. He's going to drop a Molotov the wrong way. Oh, there's no way. Oh, the HE. Okay, that'll do it. That's a bit unfortunate.
Yes, it is, and that's actually massive for Shinden. Because they get away with a 1 versus 3, courtesy to Relentless's efforts. More than that, they also saved Yop, and now Tropa de Taco are out of dollars. That was, first of all, a really nice nade, then a great left shoulder peek into a duo, and finally, maybe a bit of luck here, because imagine if Taco had a defuse kit, then this would have been round over for Shinden and for Relentless in particular. But now, Shinden can actually take a moment to breathe freely, because we see that simply there are no more dollars left for Tropa de Taco, but there is a Digo. And we have a saying that from Pistos hurts the most. But if you're accurate, if you're not, you're gonna be the one getting hurt, and we can clearly see why. Centering the base, entering Yeah, man, that's difficult.
This is very, very difficult for the side of Tropa de Taco. See it go another way to the side of Shinden, putting it up at a 5th. And just like that, we'll see the T side take another round, and they've gone ahead and taken the lead as well. Up at 5, they need 2 to secure the half.
Let's see. Ops in play. AK's online. Same could be said for the M4s. Full loss bonus for Tropa de Taco. And another fight between these two. I mean, apart from Inferno, we have been getting some really close rounds, and there it is. Stake shows it perfectly. The odds starting to be really even between the two teams. We literally don't know when it's going to be Tropa de Taco winning or Shinden getting away with a round. Arias missing first shot, gives some extra space over to Shinden. Is now deactivate.
Oh yeah, Roy able to go ahead and find himself out a kill, leaves it down to a 4v5. That advantage starting to go the way of Shinden. Man, I mean, Taco just can't seem to get things really rolling just yet. We do see Che get himself a nice frag there from the smoke, and that's a good opener.
And that's a bomb plant. More than anything.
Yeah.
Eyes on Taco.
Ooh, maybe not. There's no smoke. But he's planning in a safe position, so they're okay. But Roy catches out Fieres. And I think that's it. Taco Che just not able to get it going for the retake. That will be all she wrote once again.
That's big. That's actually super big for Shinden. Not only because they won the round, and not only because of the 2-round difference, but mostly because Tropa de Taco are once again forced to go for a bit of a half-buy. They're put in a situation in which you cannot really afford yourself to invest fully and to commit completely into the next round. The best that you can hope for is the scout for Shay, and for Tacos' SMG. VSM will also get one for himself. But if Shinden secure this one, it's going to be a win by the end of the first half. And eventually, if they keep it rolling like this, an 8-4 by the end of the T side, not bad at all. And I feel as if we are starting to see the struggles that Tropa do Taco actually have on a map like Mirage. Because I don't feel as if they are super proactive and as if they are the team trying to set up traps, go a bit more aggressive. Because usually in these type of scenarios, the better teams on Mirage are going to go for plays towards middle, maybe have your short defender peek out and go for a fight, combined with a person standing in window and then somebody appearing out of connector. This is not the case. They're just patiently waiting for the T's to come their way. And as we see round after round, simply Shinden know how to destroy those setups and how to open up the space they need.
Well, there we go. I mean, this is probably about it. Just Che and Ponter, last 2 men standing. You won't got much you're able to do here. At least a rifle picked up for Ponter. That'll be a little bit of something to use into the next. I bet he gets caught. Yeah, no, over invest. Che at least able to get himself out of extra kill. They're gonna go hunting though. I know it's just a scout, so they'll push hard. Closing the gap, but man, Che's looking good on it. Oh, Che! Man, you need that sort of thing to come out maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, popping off and getting a couple of nice frags. Saves the AK. As we are already into the final round of the first half. Time flies. It's Halloween, guys, and one of these two teams is going to put the mask of the winner, and the other will need to fight its way from the 1-1 bracket. And now I was having a look at the teams that are waiting in the 1-1 bracket. Jogo the Turn on one of them, Fate Academy, some other known and really dangerous names like Yawara, for example, or even MIBR Academy, who bested Bestia Academy yesterday. Sensei is also there as well. And, you know, it's still not going to be the end of it, but whoever wins here is going to be in a much better spot, as Farias was in one together with VSM. to give the man advantage over Tropa. Tackle, finally, something that I wanted to see. That aggressiveness. The person peeking, supported by another to cover. This is what I was missing from Tropa Dutaco's CCT side. We finally saw an adaptation. Some more damage given over to IVS. As now Relentless and Abyss are gonna need to be the ones saving the day for Shinden.
Well, alright, now as they make that push, they're going to edge their way up rather quickly at this point. Relentless, he's the one putting pressure down to this B site. He knows that there's probably a couple of players here that he could maybe deal with, but unfortunately for him, that close angle is going to be able to tear him away. VSM, good for that one. Now, making their way onto the A site, Shinden do get the jump on the one, but no more than that. Poncer Che close it out, and it is a decent half for both these squads. It's not necessarily bad for either one of them seeing 7-5, but Shinden once again are able to go ahead and find themselves and secure the half their way, which is absolutely enormous.
Yeah, I think we have a game in the middle. The difference is super small. VSM popping off similarly to what he did on Inferno. Che looking good by the end of the first half. Farish doing alrighty together with Ponter. Aka once again being left behind, but as we mentioned already, he's focusing a bit more on giving the orders or on setting up his teammates for success. Abyss has been a really stable factor for Shinden, where they're gonna need something more, especially coming into the second pistol round. Duelies for both Relentless and Abyss, as Tropa Dutaco are approaching that B-bomb side.
Alrighty, well, they're gonna play quick out here. Just big pop, making their way forward, and good shot sing through. Che able to find out a nice little double, leave it down into a 4v3 that'll manage to go in the way of Shinden in a nice way. Or not Shinden, but Tropa Dutaco at this point. I mean, super well done.
Options.
Lucky charm, can it be it for BK1?
Yeah, BK1 could be able to still pull something off, but just too low.
A flawless pistol round. I love the fact that they returned the favor to Shinden and Tropa Dutaco plays so quickly. A quick, straightforward abs pop with a couple of flashes with people flying left and right. They found the kills. Roy tried his best, was good only for a single one, but the moment that your two B defenders are gone, this is where you know that trouble has begun, and it was impossible for IVS, Abyss, and DK1 to have found something more. So now with that, Tropa Dutaco are gonna definitely tie it up, and well, seems like we're on for another really close affair between these two. Roy fishing with the USPs, DK1 the first to fall. Roy will follow the fate of his IGL, and as Abyss and IVS have also fallen, this means route done and dusted as we officialize a 7-7. And that's a game in the middle, and this is something that I absolutely love seeing.
And that is a massive one to be collected. And I mean, now we gotta see if they can go ahead and keep this going. Tropa Dutaco, you're going up against Shinden on full rifles, and this is where Shinden started to look really good there in the previous, where they had the best chance for it. And well, now as they make their way up, rifles start to go out. That Molotov, it's gonna keep things nice and slow over here towards B.
Will Tropa Dutaco once again accelerate? It is looking quite likely, yeah. There it is, the molly into a person trying to peek with Taco finding that entry. A lot of pressures on the shoulders of that last B defender is Relentless. He was simply unable to buy more time for his teammates. A spray through the smoke, a chance for Ponter to catch one, and as he shuts IVS down, this is already number 8 appearing for Tropa Dutaco. Seems like they're giving the remedy that Shinden was using on the T side, going quick, going fast, going straight into the bomb side, and this seems to work.
Well, here we go. With Abyss BK1 all being alone, there's not much to do. I mean, they just need to go ahead, save over these rifles, and Tropa Dutaco can be able to go ahead and take a lead for the first time into this map. Well done there.
It's super interesting because this is a match from the 1-0 bracket, but it feels so much tighter and so much closer as if this was a 2-0 match or even one for qualification for the playoffs. At least this is the feeling that I'm getting. Maybe not one of the cleanest CS games we have ever had and we've ever seen, but I love the fact that it's so straightforward. I mean, the team on the T side goes quick, throws the utility, hopes for an entry. If the T's get it, then the next person appears to help the first one out, to get the control over the side. And what Shinden can do is to play a bit more passively. If it is needed, just give the control over to Tropa do Taco. Okay, that was a bit more difficult.
It's all good. It's all good. It's a bit of a mouthful, if anything. So we'll get back underway with that Tropa do Taco. And we're looking to make their way up here through mid. They're challenging it pretty hard. There's a player over in connector. That's going to be the problem. And good shots by the MP9. Going to connect up and Taco decently low. Of course, Roy did fall first. So Tropa do Taco, for the time being, at least have the advantage.
And they will slow it down, which forces Shinden to go for a play. Foreman peeking towards middle. This is dangerous. They call this one off. But IVS, I will spot it, and he's gonna be going down. That's massive. A big, big blunder. I'm not really sure what was the actual communication between IVS and his teammates. That was a big, massive mistake, which gives so much space over to Tropa do Taco, and they can do it all, especially after BK1 goes down.
Well, now as they make their way up, playing decently quickly, they're going to look for plant. And they're actually running into a player. Unfortunately, he won't be able to activate. And there we go. Bomb plant goes down. A-Biz just going to be saving over. And that will be a 9th for Tropa do Taco.
Okay. Now with this kill, maybe A-Biz can actually get away with the M4, which is what he's looking to do. Number 9 into 7 for Shinden. Tropa do Taco, I love how they keep on pressuring their opponents. They keep on hunting these rifles. They keep on trying to inflict as much damage as possible to maintain the control over the state of affairs. To be putting Shinden into spots, into positions in which you don't want to find yourself into so late into this Mirage, because we start to enter in these later stages of a decider map, right? And have a look at the economy. It's once again looking super shaky. Not enough as for Shinden to go for an actual full buy. Maybe a half buy could be an option with a scout, with a couple of SMGs, some upgraded pistols if you want. And probably this is one of the reasons why they're calling for a second tactical timeout, to make sure that the strategy is on point, to make sure that everyone is on the same page, that they know what they're doing moving into the next round. And we saw a couple of rounds in which teams get caught by the pistols, by the single rifles, in this case the SMG. So this can end up working, but they will definitely need to get a bit more creative and probably sweat quite a lot.
Well, here we go. Back into it. Nine to 7. Of course, you do see Tropa do Taco looking to go ahead and hit double digits. This should be a round that they successfully do it in. Well, a little bit of utility starts to get displaced. They're going to look to try and stall things out, burn that time as much as possible.
Yeah, the slow approach is the correct one in these type of scenarios. Tropa do Taco should know that it is a half buy, but they're not aware of how strong this half buy is. Is there a rifle being thrown in the mix? Do we have some more nades? Is it only the USPs, or maybe some Deagles, some 5.7s with Kevlars and helmets, right? And this leads us to a position in which you are leading by 2. You are so close at entering double digits, and you don't want to throw this round. More than anything, you don't want to give away these rifles over to Shinden. Because if you do, if you make an error or two, this will reflect on the next couple of rounds. So, now they activate PK1 with just a single frag, and yeah, Taco is just devastating.
Oh, there we go. As we do see Che find out one VRS, finds out the other. And Abiz is all alone. He's got himself a Kalashnikov. Ah, darn. I was going to say he needs to carry that over, but no need. Just lose your head instead. Tropa to Taco. They move themselves up and get themselves into a great position as they just need 2 rounds from that point.
We are indeed really close. Shinden though, have the full loss bonus. Have IVS on the knob. Not the craziest of maps from him. But hey, if there is a time to start acting, to start hitting shots, it's now. Tropa to Taco. You're gonna have Fariash. Che once again with a great map. The same could be said for VS Sam. The first shot misses, but Che is there to finalize the frag. Oh no, they spotted the second CT player, so he needs to go for some additional help. Roy is there. They line up after a beautiful double kill. Che still trades, but not for long. He's going to go down. Roy, the big hero for Shinden.
Oh yeah, certainly. Finding a 3-piece there is absolutely massive. His teammate Relentless able to swing off of his death. Leaves it all down to Ponter. Ponter alone. The Brazilian needs to pull off a 1v2 here. This is a hard angle to fight as well. They're both in that towards that angle, and Abiz just very quickly makes work of him. And just like that, Shinden, they keep themselves in this. They deny 11 and bring themselves within 2 of a tie.
Let's see. They successfully stopped Tropa do Taco. Man, why do I keep having difficulties with this one? Jesus. I mean, I'm a Portuguese speaker, right? It should theoretically be easier, I guess. Well, never mind. Now, back to what is happening right now. A note once again for Fariash. We keep on saying that Shay is super good with the trades. Via Sam could be super explosive as well. But the problem starts when Shinden managed to put a bit more troops towards middle. Abiz in aggressive position, and this is what I was referring to. Once again, it's a CT player together with another, stunning in towards middle. Irrespective of whether you use smokes or any other utility, you cannot stop, of course, Mr. Abiz from finding the first. And now, in a man disadvantage, Tropa do Taco, man, I just cannot do it anymore. Jesus Christ, I'm so bad. But talking about bad circumstances, those are not looking great at all for Tropa do Taco.
Well, now as they look to make their swings on into this, it looks like for the time being, they're just going to be playing it out around the edges, seeing if someone might try and overplay it that they can exploit. Relentless go and get some information on this player. Taco tries to tuck away. Winning this fight's going to be hard. Oh, never mind. It's very easy, actually. Just goes ahead, peeks through it to find the kill. Of course, Roy, he could be critical, the critical component for the round. He's sitting up there into apartments now. His teammates have started to rotate over. Fieres! Monolithic kill. Well, they've still got to get themselves the site secured. They start to, and it's all down to Roy. Roy, 1v4. He's in their backline. They don't know. He's able to activate, nearly finds 2, and does eventually with Taco. And as he gets eliminated by VSM, that'll be Tropa de Taco putting themselves up at yet another and getting themselves closer and closer to map point, series point. They're at 11 now, and they're back up by 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much a hidden 12th as well. Have a look at the money that Shinden has at this point. It's not a lot. And I just cannot really comprehend how Shinden keep on losing these rounds. Sure, Tropa do Taco have been doing a great job with the trades, with the chaotic situations. You can see how they manage to get away with fights that should not be going their way. And I'm clearly referring to the kill that Taco found. I mean, come on. The CT player had so much information. He knew where Taco was tucked in. He knew that he could have won the deal, but hey, the experience came in hot, right shoulder peak into a one single bullet that opened up the side, and from there onwards, Taco gave the information over to his teammates. They immediately activated to create that extra chaos, and seems like we are up for a tactical pause.
Yeah, no, technical pause unfortunately coming through. And there's not much to do right now. I mean, we'll see if Shinden can go ahead and find out these 3 rounds they need to tie it up. They need at least 2 to get double digits. I think that 10th round is also important. But they have to find a way to get started. And I'm not sure how I feel about this buy, by the way.
Well, I mean, you're pretty much playing for an 11-11.
Yeah.
I can understand the call. It's kind of a half buy with a bit of a tweak by having an M4 for BK1. And considering how close the rounds have felt, maybe if you're Shinden, you're thinking, hey, we actually have a chance. It's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be probably not one of the most beautiful rounds we have ever played. But if we pull this one off, we are starting to think not only about the 9, but a potential 10 and eventually an 11-11. Because Tropa do Taco, they're going to be able to buy into this one, into the next one as well. But if they get 2 rounds in which they were unable to plant the bomb, suddenly this half buy is not really too far away from the logic.
Yeah, you're right about that. And well, as we get back underway, this is the round that's going to determine things. Do Tropa do Taco close this off, or do we head into an overtime? Those are the possibilities, and, well, A-Biz getting over-aggressive there is certainly not what you need. Of course, he did get information on 2, I think, so that's at least something.
And, well, you know, I said that it's quite a logical half-buy, but you need to execute it properly. So far, Tacos' troops show how they are following the protocols. They're playing it slowly. They don't want to get caught in crossfires. They don't want to find themselves in traps. And considering the really low amount of utility, I think that this has to be a stack. You cannot really allow yourself to be split, especially not when you're a man down and you have a single M4 in play. Without mid control, this is already a really rough looking round, and probably it's already a safe. If Tropa do Taco commit to the B-bomb side, which shall be the case, that's safe. And you're hoping for something more in the last round. You're hoping that you're going to be able to hold on, because otherwise, you're going to say goodbye to Shinden and welcome Tropa do Taco in that 2-0 bracket. I mean, of course, it's not going to be the end of the tournament for Shinden, but as we already talked about, the teams that are waiting there in the 1-1 bracket, those could be really, really scary teams.
It definitely could be. Well, as we see them starting to make their way up, the shots are just singing through, and they're very quickly trying to close things out. I mean, I don't blame them on this. Just wanting to finish it off as quickly as possible. But it seems like we're just going to be hanging out and hanging in here for the next little bit. There we go. Bomb goes off. Another round comes to a close.
Let's see. Can Shinden hold on now that they have the better guns? You're gonna need to do it 4 times. IVS has an AWP. Abyss, Roy, Relentless, and BK1 have the M4s. The utility is there. But I want to see some more focus out of Shinden towards maintaining mid-control. I think that for them, this is a key part of the map, and in the rounds in which they have won, it was exactly because of these additional people stunning towards middle. You know, have Relentless on that B-bomb side. Leave him all alone. Focus your efforts in maintaining mid-control, in stopping Tropa do Taco, and getting the man advantages.
Cuando él te abraza.
Well, now as they look to
Cuando él te
make the pop here,
besa.
this is where Shinden have to
Me
shut
tienes
things
entre las
down. It looks like they're going to be playing up here
esta
through mid. They're looking for the control,
situación.
up through top,
Quiero
along with through lower.
Soy fan de su relación.
Now, as BK, oh, so unfortunate. If he got 2 there, it could have been massive, but instead him and Abyss both fall. Roy, the last man standing in this position, is able to avoid the flash. Taco's struggling with that engagement. Bit of utility goes towards him, but he just backs away in a safe way. Well, as they make their way around, looking to play maybe towards A off of this. Bomb could be rotating through CT here. I think that's the name of the game. They're going to go ahead and send one up here through apps to go ahead and play for a bit of pressure and try and keep them in a rough position.
It all comes down to IVS and his hold. 25 seconds. He can do it. There is a small chance, but he's going to need to be really quick and really precise with the shots.
Right about that. And as Util starts to get tossed out, it's all down to Ives. It's going to be forced out by the Molotov. The shots ring through. Roy! Oh no! That's it? Shinden, they keep themselves into this. Oh, I can't believe it. They weren't watching. What a brutal way to lose that round. That could have been it.
This should have been it. This should have been it. Wow, I mean, that's a nice spray through the smoke. Roy even catching a second, and well, this is going to hurt if you're Tropa do Taco. You're gonna get one more chance. Back to the AWP, back to the AKs. But this should have been it. This should have been the 13-8 scoreline. Now you're entering an area in which you actually don't know how this map is going to end. Because right now, have a look at what we're seeing. Roy appearing out of short, trying to go for a couple of bullets through the smoke, trying to apply some more pressure. Has that extra flash to go for a repeat if he wants. There's another guy appearing out of connector just to additionally help. And seems like Tropa do Taco decide to once again play the exact same round. Go a bit slower in the beginning, then have the AWP picking, have somebody trying to look for an opening towards middle. Connector smoke immediately thrown out of Shinden in order to deny some visibility, in order for Relentless to be playing above it. AK1 is going to be there, and well, Roy deleted.
Roy and Abyss, the hero of the previous round, Roy, being eliminated is a bit of a shame for him. And oh, BK maybe over-engaging there, swinging out wide. He loses his life, leaving it all down to Relentless and Ives. And this is where it could end. It's a 2v5. Ives goes ahead and tries to pick up the pieces. Starts it off strongly. His teammate able to secure his life by damaging out Poncher and forcing him back. Oh, Relentless, this is a mistake, man. Oh, maybe not. Finds Taco instead. Meanwhile, VSM gonna be able to find one from the window room, and yeah, that's it. No more chances. VSM will close it off. Quick head tap to finish it off, and 2-1 Tropa do Taco. And I have to say, Shinden did surprise me with that. That was doable by them. It felt like they had the sparks of life that they needed, and were able to convert those sparks of life a lot of the time. And it just comes down to Tropa do Taco going through, and I think we saw Shinden a little bit flustered there by the end.
Yeah, you know, this is the reason why I was saying that the rounds were feeling much closer than they actually were, and you might end up seeing a difference of 4 here on Mirage, but there were definitely a couple of chances for Shinden. Overall, Tropa do Taco doing a great job and neutralizing their opponents by the end of it. Maybe they learned a lesson or two after the end of Dust 2, where it came down to the last 2 rounds. They wanted to close it out in a way in which they qualify for the 2-all bracket, and as they did, this means that Shinden are going to be going down in the 1-1 bracket. And overall, after this best of 3, I have some mixed feelings for both teams. We could have seen something much more out of both of them, but hey, both can be potential dark horses moving into respectively the 2-0 and the 1-1 bracket.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Of course, there are a few things to do right before we sign off here for the day. We do need to take a look at the Swiss stage and see how it is shaping up, because things are starting to develop quite heavily at this point. You have a number of teams sitting 2-0, including Tropa de Taco, who just beat out Shinden 2-1. But joining them, you have Game Hunter along with Vikings KR. Meanwhile, in the lower matches that were going on, you saw a couple of teams drop down into 0-2. That's 9Z Academy, Champions Liga, looking at Be Bold and Bestia Academy. Meanwhile, the 1-1 position is being filled up by MIBR Academy, Sensei players, Velox, along with Yarwa and Nitro. So these teams have been fighting tooth and nail to get to where they are now, and they should be looking to go ahead and try and get themselves in farther along. I mean, we're going to be looking forward to seeing who this last team that is going in the 2-0 position is going to be. It's either going to be Joga or Pain Academy, and that's our last match of the day, which will have another pair of casters on for. But it's going to be some exciting stuff, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, we're going to be closing out the day with a bang. Joga de Turno versus Pain Academy for a chance for one of them to go straight into the 2-0 bracket. And I mean, after the derby that we just saw, I'm more than sure that this next one will deliver.
No, we'll ultimately see. But, of course, folks, that does mean we have ourselves a little bit of a break. It's a very short break as we wait for the next duo caster to come on as well. You guys will surely have a good time with the last match of the day. Roy and Doi will be coming on next. So, folks, don't go anywhere. Final match of the day coming up in just a bit.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily feel...
Yo tranquilos que yo sé que
Siendo la persona, también no te lo pagan. Los tienes. Porque yo, porque ahorita te vayas a dormir.
nada más. Oye, rompa la bastante no.
Y te bajó el señor. Necesito ir allá. Ella corrió.
Juega con tus revólveres. Tengo completado la lección.
Se la cosita.
No, no. Yo quisiera ¡Ey! ¿Dónde está la radio? A este por acá que lo vas a botar la. A este por acá. Marica, ¿cómo Shinden va a perder el Stage 2, weón? ¿Cómo se va a quedar en este? No, man. Ah, qué rabia, padre. No, ya haya ganado 2-0. Ok. Ayer y hoy era el Stage 2. Y se queda. Ok, mira. Este ganó y pasó, ¿cierto? Shinden se quedó porque perdió. Camel Hunter ganó. Pasó. Flyers. Oh, Flyers se quedó. Ya, Jaguara perdió ayer. Se quedó. Flyer tiene el chance. Velox perdió. Se quedó, creo. O no, porque la Champions ayer perdió ayer también. Tropa, tropa de Totaka ganó los dos. Pasó. Déjalo. Kane va a jugar ahorita contra.